Terra Fairy is a very common defensive Terra with how good the Fairy typing is in this generation especially. And one of the Pokemon that can take advantage of opposing defensive Fairy Terras is Eternatus, which is able to hit really hard with very powerful Sludge Bombs. And Dragon coverage is actually pretty strong in this format with the Dragons running around. We're going to be trying out an Eternatus team and seeing how well it can perform. This is an Eternatus build, and it's really unique because the idea of the team is to really be able to punish any defensive Terras that we commonly see. That is the idea behind this team. You have the Flutter Mane that's able to help out with that speed booster and able to provide some supports to Eternatus, because Eternatus is an okay speed stat of 130, but it's still lacking behind the 135s in Chien Pao opposing Flutter Mane. And of course Miraidon, Koraidon. So having a bit of the speed advantage is very nice. So having that Flutter Mane providing Icy Wind speed control, which is always strong. And then Thunder Wave, which is an interesting one, but does help out against the Clear Amulet stuff, specifically Koraidon especially. And Thunder Wave, of course, is just really solid because you can't switch away to remove that Thunder Wave or the paralysis, so you're always going to have that speed lowered, so it can very help out in a lot of scenarios. Urshifu is able to do so much damage with the Wicked Blow. This one running the Covert Cloak to catch opponents off guard that are trying to go for Fake Out or Urshifu to break a Focus Sash, and then you realize, oh, you can't really do that, and then just be able to go for a Wicked Blow close combat to do a lot of damage. Dark Urshifu usually encourages an opponent to go for defensive Terra, especially that Fairy Terra, because it is able to hit pretty hard with that Wicked Blow or close combat, so it's able to help out in that regard. And the Covert Cloak also is nice because you don't have to worry about opposing Icy Winds or Electro Web speed control for the Urshifu as well, which is a nice bonus of the Covert Cloak. The Eternatus is the interesting part with it's a Dragon Poison type that's able to do pretty well against the Firewater Grass stuff like Urshifu, Incineroar, and then one of Rillaboom or Amoonguss, and has pretty good coverage across the board. And Poison just being more valuable because of the Fairy Terras running around like Raging Bolt and quite a lot of defensive Terras. Even Amoonguss is picking up defensive Fairy Terras, so having a way to hit it with Sludge Bomb super effectively, if you can force or bait a Terra, it's really able to hit hard. It's able to hit pretty hard with Dynamax Cannon as well, a really strong special Dragon type move. It's able to hit Miraidon, Koraidon, and just a lot of things for either super effective or neutral damage, which is very nice. Then the following is a support core, which is Incineroar, Rillaboom. You have the standard Fake Out, the pivoting options, which is always really good. Araquanid is an interesting pick here, and the reason for it is the wide guard support that it does help out. It's also decent to Calyx Ice Rider because it's able to wall most of the standard Calyx Ice Rider moves, such as high horsepower, close combat, and then with wide guard you just block the Glacial Lance, which is very nice. And then Infestation is an interesting move that can work on this team. So Infestation is a trapping move, and what's unique about it is if you can set up for a position where you did trap something in, and then you have a partner that's able to do a lot, like the Urshifu, for instance, that can force a Terra. That's kind of the idea of this team, is to force a Terra on your opponent, and usually that defensive Terra you're able to punish with the Eternatus because it does cover for a lot of common Terras. So that is the idea behind the Araquanid here. Also Liquidation, able to do a lot of damage to Incineroar, and it rounds out that Firewater Grass core. If you'd like to check out the details of the team and the creator, they'll be linked in the description down below. There is a Bayleef with Sylveon, Alolan Raichu, Miraidon, the Wellspring Ogerpon, and Iron Hands. Well, I've already seen how scary Alolan Raichu can be with Miraidon. I guess we'll just see how the rest of the game goes, because I'm already like struggling to figure out like what the heck am I seeing on my screen. Let's see here. I like Flutter Mane quite a bit. I think Flutter Mane Rillaboom's like a really ideal lead here. I think in the back, Incineroar plus Eternatus. I need to make sure that I don't lose Rillaboom early. So let's see how this is gonna match up, because Bayleef, does he even do anything specific? I'm trying to figure out. I'm trying to remember if Bayleef even gets access to Wide Guard. I don't think it does. I'm trying to figure out what it's supposed to do. Will we even see? Oh my goodness. We're seeing a Bayleef. We are seeing a Bayleef. Oh my goodness. What am I looking at? I'm scared. I am scared. All right. The booster energy. Gonna get our speed boost. I don't know if they're gonna try to switch him a Rhydon here, which I could see. I'm just gonna go for an icy wind and U-turn into the Alolan Raichu. There's no point of going for a fake out, I'd say. I guess I could fake out, but I don't know. I think I'm just gonna icy wind U-turn out. They're gonna go for a fake out into Rillaboom. That's completely fair. I am able to get an icy wind off, which is huge. Break the sash or a potential sash on the Raichu. Speed falls on the Bayleef. Leech Seed. All right. I'm not too concerned about Leech Seed. I have Eternatus. I'm not like super scared of Bayleef. But I'm trying to figure out what the heck this mon does. It's like... Wait, did it get left over? No, it's Grassy Turn and Leech Seed. Okay, yeah. We protect our Fluttermane here, and I'm going to U-turn out the Alolan Raichu because I do not want to risk Fluttermane getting nuzzled or some other strat. We're going to see actually the Raichu switch out instead into the... I don't think that's Miraidon. Iron Hands, okay. That's a risky switch. I could have went for a Moonblast. All right, a protect on that slot, a U-turn into the Iron Hands. Is this screens Bayleef? I know Bayleef gets screens access too. I don't even know what Bayleef's hidden ability is. That's how much I don't know about this. We're gonna go into Incineroar. Are you Clear Amulet or are you probably Assault Vest, I'd say, on the Iron Hands? We'll find out. It is gonna be, yeah, it got intimidated. I can also knock off the Violet on Bayleef if I need to. Body Slam. And they get the pair immediately, which sucks because I think Incineroar probably outsped the Iron Hands. So that was a very bad protect, I suppose. Not too big of a deal, though. I am comfortable with leaving the Bayleef alone. Granted, I could absolutely regret this later on. I am probably going to play around A. Does the Iron Hands carry Heavy Slam? Because a lot of them have dropped it because Fluttermane's not super popular in the format. So I'm going to fake out and I'm going to go for a Moonblast into Iron Hands because I don't exactly have the best ways of dealing damage if it is Assault Vest Iron Hands. So I do like the idea of getting a big Moonblast off, and if it's Force of Terra, that's probably good for me. I don't know what Terra would be. We are going to see a Terra, so this might be Fire? Fire makes the most sense to me, because if you're Water, you're vulnerable to Rillaboom. Oh, Bayleef Terras. I mean, if it's Terra Fire, I mean, it's... I can't hit it with Sludge Bomb as effectively, but that works out. I mean, if you fake out Incineroar, that's completely fine because the goal was to get a Moonblast off into the Iron Hands. That Moonblast is going to be super close. Do I KO the following turn? Okay, they do go for the Leech Seed, which I am perfectly happy with because, again, that's going to be super close for the Moonblast KO. I think Moonblast should KO. Because we did get chip on the Iron Hands earlier. It wouldn't KO Incineroar anyway this turn. I'm going to Moonblast and I'm just going to knock off the Bayleef. I actually really need to get rid of Violet. Iron Hands is at -1 anyway, so it can't knock out Incineroar in this range. They also are very likely this... What is this moveset? Body Slam, Leech Seed, something. We're going to see the switch. So is that Alolan Raichu? Wait, what is coming in? Yeah, Alolan Raichu coming back in. Perfectly acceptable. So I get a Moonblast off into the Raichu. Pretty good damage across the board. Special attack drop's nice, although I don't know if it has an attack. Heal Pulse. That makes sense, actually. Okay, we do get rid of an Eviolite here. Very, very good. Very, very good. It can't be the Endeavor strat we showed off, or at least it's not going to go for Endeavor this turn. I think we finally start wearing down these Leech Seeds here. I'm gonna switch out the Flutter Mane. I'm gonna go out into my Rillaboom. I'm gonna go for a parting shot into the... I want to target the Raichu. I don't want to target the Bayleef. Probably the Bayleef because I assume this isn't protecting. And I'm not too worried about the Raichu's damage output. I could be switching into a Nuzzle though on the Rillaboom switch, which isn't great, but that's acceptable. They go for Electro, which is a-okay by me. All right. The speed drops across the board. Body Slam. They crit me, which is actually really annoying because having all the health that I can against this team is actually really nice. I did get the parting shot off though, which is fantastic. Okay. Perfect. They can't Terra as well, which is also a pleasant factor. Going back to Flutter Mane because getting the healing is nice. I also don't like Eternatus position yet. Like the Bayleef, sure you're getting heal pulses up, but you're not really accomplishing too much otherwise. I think this is a play where I just go for a big wood. Well, I can't go for the big wood hammer anymore. I think I U-turn the Alolan Raichu. I'm not going to be faster than the Raichu though with Rillaboom, yeah. I'm going to U-turn the Raichu, and I'm actually going to Moonblast the Raichu as well, because there is a chance they hard switch the Raichu back into like the Iron Hands, but they don't, which is okay. Moonblast, pretty good chip. Eerie Impulse. I am okay with Eerie Impulse, so yeah, that is perfectly acceptable. I get an early trade-off onto the Alolan Raichu, and I get to bring in... I want to bring out an Incineroar because I could use it to intimidate the Iron Hands. I think I might actually go to Eternatus. I'm just... Although if Eternatus get paralyzed with Body Slam, I think that's awful for me. I think I'd rather just go out into Incineroar. I'm not risk. Yeah, I can't risk that. I cannot risk my Eternatus getting paralyzed on the Body Slam. But they Elite Seed, which is okay too. I wasn't too sure, but I just wanted to make sure that did not happen. Okay, let's see. What are you going out into? Are you going back in Iron Hands, or are you finally going to bring out the big boy Miraidon? I think that is Miraidon. Yeah, here we go. So this is a pretty safe Rillaboom switch, I would say. Also, I have Fake Out Pressure, so I'm kind of curious that they brought out the Miraidon immediately. Oh boy, is this... If this is Calm Mind Miraidon, I'm gonna cry. Because we've seen that before. I'm gonna Parting Shot off the Miraidon though, and I'm gonna go into Rillaboom, I think, for the Flutter slot, because I would like to reset the Leech Seed. I gotta switch out Incineroar. I also had Fake Out Pressure too, so I'm not 100% sure of what they're gonna click here. I like the idea of Rillaboom in. Volt Switch should not KO Incineroar even if they're specs, because they don't have the Terra Electric. They go straight for the Electro Drift into, I think that was the Flutter Mane slot. So that's really ideal, actually. Perfect. Nice. Life Orb confirmed. Leech Seed. Okay, please get this Parting Shot off. That would be so nice. Nice, 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 nice. Okay. Really, really good. We are able to get a very solid position here. That's the question, do I want to target down the Bayleef now and try to get rid of it? Because I do bring out my Eternatus. Fake Out, Dynamax Cannon's really, really obvious. I don't know if I exactly want to click that. Kind of curious on how much damage I would do to the Bayleef with Dynamax Cannon. I could Sludge Bomb and go for the poison too, but I like the idea of Dynamax Cannon Fake Out the Miraidon, because we saw Life Orb, so it's not Covert Cloak. They're gonna protect, which is absolutely fair too. I don't mind this. Ooh, double protect. All right. So they don't really get much other than installing the Fake Out in the grassy terrain, which is absolutely fine. I need to make sure I have a safe position against the Miraidon though, because a Draco Meteor is going to absolutely hurt. I will protect the Eternatus. Maybe I'm playing a bit too safe, but look, I'm already facing a Bayleef. I think playing safe here is pretty well advised when I'm up right now in terms of the Mon count. I'm U-turning out the Miraidon, which is going to switch into Iron Hands. I don't know if they're going to go for that the Heal Pulse play, but that is smart by them. We do see the Iron Hands comes out. I would like to pin the Miraidon, so if I can get an Icy Wind with Flutter off into Miraidon, I just win the game. U-turn. And we got to heal back Incineroar a bit with the Grassy Terrain recovery and intimidate the Iron Hands. So this is not a bad spot. I think I get to put on a lot of offensive pressure against the Bayleef as well. Because Bayleef looks like it can only... I don't know how it can heal. So we saw Protect, Heal Pulse, Leech Seed, Body Slam. Okay. I don't think you're going to Volt Switch this turn. Did I protect this turn? Yeah, I just protected this turn. It's probably Leech Seed. I'm going to go back into Rillaboom and I'm going to go back into Flutter Mane. We're playing a slow game, which I am perfectly happy with playing a slow game to figure out how I'm going to position against this Bayleef. I'm just trying to avoid this Body Slam, man. Body Slam is really annoying because the Parachance, man. I'm trying to play around the Parachance. Then again, I guess if Rillaboom gets paralyzed, it's not great. They Drain Punch, which was the Iron Hands. Did they Leech Seed? This could be Leech Seed as well. Okay, yeah. That's also another factor that I thought about. Wood Hammer and a Moonblast might KO the Iron Hands here. If I Terra Fairy, it absolutely does. Do I want to go for that? I think I am going to go for Wood Hammer Moonblast, because if I pin this slot here... Oh, they could switch out the Bayleef into Miraidon. Smart. I should have thought about that. Oh, I'm mad at myself. All right, Miraidon comes back in. This is not going to be good. They also get the Electric Terrain to heal them. Or Electric Terrain to power them up, not heal them. Moonblast. Unless I crit them. Oh, that's so unlucky for my opponent. That is so unlucky. If it was wall charging the Flutter, they might have gone down to the recoil. Probably not. But the thing is, their Iron Hands would have been low. I wouldn't have been able to Icy Wind strap, but I think I would have been able to get a good position with Rillaboom. But yeah, that's actually super unfortunate for my opponent. We are going to see the Bayleef come in. Sacking Incineroar here just to protect the Flutter Mane. And then we get one Icy Wind off into the Miraidon. Granted, this is not an over game. I think I win on timer. Actually, no, I probably win on timer if I get rid of Miraidon, but I can still miss Icy Wind. Body Slam pairs are still a thing. I mean, the game is technically never over till it's over. There's probably an Electro Drift into... Oh, they didn't target the... I thought they were going to target down the Incineroar. Okay. The Heal Pulsed. All right. But my Flutter Mane... Are they just not max speed Miraidon? I guess. I'm going to Parting Shot out the Miraidon and go on a Rillaboom, I suppose. Because I never want to risk me. I would love to click Fake Out plus Icy Wind here. But I am never risking that. Lose my Flutter Mane and it's like, oh no. That's not good. So I am not going to risk that. It protects my Miraidon. That makes sense. Is this a Leech Seed again? Yep, perfect. I guess I can get rid of that Life Orb so it does even less damage. Because I can Fake Out. Would I want to? I want to Fake Out Parting, I think. Yeah, I would want to Fake Out Parting. Yeah. We're going to Fake Out Parting. Although if I knock off and they crit, well, the thing is the game is gonna Like the Miraidon has very likely chances to crit, so I probably should play this to save. Well, Knockoff's not going to change the crit factor because I'm pretty sure we're going to get crit eventually anyway. Body press. They didn't get the para this time. Nice. I actually don't know what the chances is. 20 or 30%. Parting shot into Miraidon. Going out into Eternatus. I could Terra, but the thing is, I am playing it as safe as possible just to make sure that I don't get screwed here eventually. So I would... How many times do guys turn? No, they heal too much. I just protect Eternatus and you turn out the Bayleef. I realistically don't think that... Well, they did protect, so I wonder if this is a Leech Seed, or they might be attempting to body press the Eternatus, which is what I'm thinking that they're going to try to accomplish. I got U-turn off. Yeah, we're playing this slow, but I am making sure that we play this slow because I do not want to risk losing to Miraidon, so I'm going into Incineroar. You might be wondering why don't I just go Flutter Mane? I'm going to switch out my Eternatus into Flutter Mane the next turn. If they get me with the Electro Drift, sure, good play by their part. If they did body press attempt, perfect. Yeah, I'm just never risking the para into losing my Eternatus for no reason. So I'm just going to go Flutter Mane and I'm going to go for knockoff. Because I still go down to Draco Meteor, I think. It's -1, but why ever risk it? And if we get Grassy Terrain healing back to near full, like then I'll play aggressive with the Flutter. Because I'll have room to play aggressive. Because I can risk one crit, but I really would like to avoid the 2. And you might be thinking, just take the KO. It's like, I have multiple win cons. They overheated. Smart. But actually, no, because that lowers your special attack by a bunch. Okay. At least in my Incineroar, sure. So they did actually have overheat, which is some... Wait, hold on. You don't have Draco Meteor, do you? Electro Drift, Volt Switch, Overheat, Protect. It does not have... Okay, you know what? I think Eternatus would have just won this game. Assuming no body slam paras immediate. But I didn't realize that. Yes, I do have a guaranteed time win now. I'm hard swapping the Rillaboom. I'll play the time if I have to. But yeah. I'm going to click Fake on the Bayleef and just Moonblast the next turn. I guess if they crit me with Rillaboom, no, then it's still fine. Yeah, Electro Drift into Flutter Mane, which is what I thought too. I mean, you can heal Pulse, but doesn't really change too much. Yeah, like, I probably should just take the timer win. You know what? I'm taking the timer win. I'm taking the timer win. Icy Wind, a big fake out. They can't win. I have 4 Mons. Ooh, they play aggressive here. Well, I guess they have to. You can't double protect. They overheat. They're hoping for a crit. It does no damage. Even if they crit, like I just bring in Eternatus and then I click Dynamax Cannon and then I just win. Because I could play. I would just play for timer if like I got crit there. Nice. And I think Moonblast probably KOs. I can also just utilize the Terra turn. Actually, no, I don't want to tear the water. I forgot that I don't have Fairy. We Moonblast. We click U-turn into the Bayleef. They're going to protect. Sure. But I do not see... Because they can't... Yeah, like, look at this time, man. Look at this time. I can end the game this turn and guarantee it, so might as well. You might be thinking... You played really scary against Miraidon. This is a game of Pokemon. Trust me, there have been so many scenarios where I thought it was unwinnable. Yeah. They're going to save us the time. And I do appreciate that. Oh my goodness. Why did I face a Bayleef? All right, we have Tornadus, Fluttermane, Chi, Yu, Koraidon, Amoonguss, and Raging Bolt. Looks like a pretty standardish team. This is gonna be tricky. I don't exactly like dealing with Chi, Yu, Fluttermane, and then they have a Torn as well. So this is gonna be pretty difficult, especially with Clear Amulet Koraidon. It makes it quite hard to set up. I do like Eternatus in this matchup. It's pretty solid here. The problem is Speed Booster Fluttermane can be pretty annoying. The Raging Bolt's actually kind of a threat here. There's a lot of Pokemon that are actually pretty tricky. So I don't think Urshifu's that good in this matchup. It's probably going to be like a combination of Fluttermane, Incineroar, Eternatus, and last Pokemon. Do I want to Rockwanid or do I want Rillaboom? It's kind of weird because I'm not exactly too sure. I think I probably should bring Rillaboom as an electric switch because I don't exactly have one. If I don't, I am a little bit weak to Koraidon regardless. Yeah, I think that's probably the best way to go. I'm going to start with Eternatus plus Incineroar. I think it's a pretty good general lead here. Rillaboom in the back, and then the Fluttermane. I think most likely the Terra option I'm going to have is going to be Rillaboom, I want to say. I just don't really think Terra Fairy is going to be helpful because, I mean, what's nice is that Eternatus is good against Koraidon because they don't run a dragon move usually. Maybe a few of them have run Scale Shot in the past, but usually it's like Flame Charge. We're going to see Eternatus and Chi. Oh boy, the huge damage mons here. Okay. So I will bring out the Eternatus, which is nice. We might force a Terra in this situation just because of how powerful like a Dynamax cannon can perform here. I believe that the Chi wasn't Scarf on this team. I think we could confirm that by abilities, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know if I want to get rid of the Chi or the Raging Bolt first. They're actually both pretty big threats. I would say I would really love to get rid of the Chi first if I can. And maybe just fire off a safe Sludge Bomb, or maybe just go for the Dynamax Cannon. It might be... I don't think it's greedy. I think I'm just going to Dynamax Cannon the Chi, and I'm going to fake out the Raging Bolt, because I do need damage into the Chi anyway, so I don't think it's too bad of a play here. So we get a big Dynamax Cannon off into the Chi. There was also no Terra, which is surprising. A huge damage to Chi, which I do appreciate. Let's see what the Chi fires back with. A Snarl, which isn't too bad. All right. I don't know if that's specs damage or not. I don't think it is, but okay, pretty good situation. We got the Chi pretty low. I do like that a lot. I think Protect the Eternatus is always the right play here. And let's just get a... Do I want a knockoff or do I want a Parting Shot? I would probably want a Parting Shot. Yeah, I do want a Parting Shot. I'm going to Parting Shot the Raging Bolt. I don't know if Chi is going to Protect here. Maybe it goes on the offense once again. Because I can't tell if that's specs or not. We're going to see the Chi retreat, which makes a lot of sense. Into the Tornadus. Okay, I'm very happy about this turn then. Beautiful. As we will go for the Protect with the Eternatus and Parting Shot out the Raging Bolt, which is going to go for a Draco Meteor actually into the Eternatus, which is beautiful here. So I am able to get a nice Parting Shot off into that Raging Bolt. Now the question is, do I want to go out into Fluttermane or do I want to go into Rillaboom? Because Rillaboom is nice for fake out pressure, although it does leave me open to Bleak Wind Storms. I think I like Rillaboom here because I threaten the Chi with Grassy Glides in the future turns, which is also great. And I can switch out the Eternatus into Fluttermane if I need to. So I think I am going to go out into Rillaboom here. I wonder if they're ever going to Terra. I was expecting a Terra Electric from a while ago, but they haven't clicked the Terra Electric. So I'm kind of curious on what their decision is going to be. But they're probably not clicking the Electric move here, so I can probably get in Fluttermane safely for this Eternatus slot. I like the idea of just going out in a Fluttermane for sure. I guess the question is, what do I want to go for with the Rillaboom? Do I want to fake out the Raging Bolts? Because I don't really have a reason to. Torn could be Covert Cloak on this team. I kind of like the idea of just U-turning out and getting chip damage into... I think U-turn damage is more important than Torn because Raging Bolt heals anyway with the grassy terrain. If it's Rocky Helmet, I get to confirm it. So let's find out. I don't really care about taking Bleak Wind with my Fluttermane. And Rillaboom's really only important for pivoting against Bolts as well as just Grassy Glide to Chi. So I don't think it's too bad. This should be... Oh, they actually go for a Bleak Wind. All right. There's a lot to my Rillaboom though. That is a offensive Torn. Speed drop doesn't really matter too much. They actually went for Electro Whip, which I am very surprised about, but good call on their part. All right. So I am able to get a U-turn off. The question is, do I want to go into Eternatus now, or do I want to go out into the Incineroar? I like Eternatus just because I get a bit of grassy terrain healing. The grassy terrain healing is actually very significant for my position because she's not going to heal out a grassy terrain without, or grassy glide range without quite a bit. I'm the one who's benefiting from getting all the recover right now. I did wish that my Flare-Mane didn't get speed drop though. That's like the one thing I kind of wish didn't happen. But I did have speed booster, so I can go for Thunder Wave if I want to, but I just am not 100%. Moonblast is pretty safe. I could go for Protect and switch to Incin. I got quite a few options. I like the idea of protecting the Fluttermane and going out in Incineroar, I think. Yeah. Incineroar is not too important if it's Koraidon in the back, because again, it's mainly for a pivot into the... Like, most of the fake out mons I'm just bringing are like being pivot options for my Eternatus and my Fluttermane to get rid of mons. The important part is that I need Fluttermane to be able to dish out a lot of damage into their slots, which is going to be pretty crucial. Okay, we protect our Fluttermane. And we're going to see Thunderclap into the... I think that was an attempt into Fluttermane. Perfect. And Icy Wind, which is super ideal. That means Incineroar takes less damage. Also with Icy Wind, I mean, Tailwind, do you want to say for certain? Bleak Wind we saw. So we don't know if it's Protect on the Torn confirmed. But I do like the idea of just going for a Moonblast in the Torn immediately. And the question is, do I want to go for a knockoff in that slot as well? I don't think I want Koraidon to get in safely, but it might not be too bad. I don't think they're ever switching to Raging Bolt unless they're sacking to Chiyu, which is completely okay for me because you don't want to be a victim to Moonblast. I think I'm just going to go for a knockoff into the... I think knockoff into Raging Bolt's fine. It's -1 because I parting shotted earlier. I'm just worried if they get Koraidon in safely. I think I'd probably target the Torn, actually. I like the idea of targeting the Torn. Raging Bolt retreats. Is this actually Koraidon? No, Chiyu makes more sense. Okay, perfect. I'm perfectly happy with Chiyu coming out. So I am able to get a Moonblast off in the Torn. They didn't Tailwind, which is actually huge for me. They went for a Bleak Wind just to take advantage of the Beads of Ruin I see. Okay. Eat the berry. I was worried if we got another speed drop in the Fluttermane, because if I got another speed drop in the Fluttermane, then I wouldn't be able to outspeed anything. So that would have actually been really crucial. We are able to get to the KO into Torn. Fantastic. Eternatus is looking really solid for the potential win. It was Covert Cloak Torn. That's why I never want to fake it out. Ideal. All right, now Koraidon's gonna come in, and this is where the speed drop mattered earlier on the Fluttermane, because I don't know how fast this Koraidon's gonna be. I guess I could switch out because I still get my booster energy, but of course that means I probably have to sack something if that's the case, which is not ideal. I think she's healing out of the Grassy Glide range faster than I would like. How fast is this Fluttermane? I just don't think I'm outspeeding anything. I think this is a case where I might have to sack the Rillaboom here, unfortunately. I might have to double sack here, which is not ideal, but I think I might have to. I'm going to go for a Flare Blitz into... Do I Flare Blitz to Chiyu, or do I just parting shot out to Chiyu? I think I would prefer to parting shot out to Chiyu, because even if the Chiyu is alive, I think it's better if it's alive. And then them getting in Raging Bolt and then spam. I just don't want them to spam Flame Charge. That's the problem. But I think they're going to get an opportunity to Flame Charge. So this is where it gets actually really awkward. Because I am actually worried about getting reverse swept by Koraidon at this point. So Koraidon, gonna go for Terra. Like, this is going to be a Flame Charge into Rillaboom potentially, which is bad. Yeah, that's the problem here. Okay. But at the bright side, I did reset the speed, and I'll have the speed booster thanks to the sun, which is actually really nice. Okay. So this might not be too bad. They also can't tear with the Raging Bolt anymore. That does so much damage. It is sun boosted, though. We are able to get a parting shot off into the Chiyu. All right, this is going to be close. A very close end game. I think it's going to come down to Raging Bolt specifically, but yeah, we are going to bring out our... I think I want health on Eternatus more. Yeah, I'm going to bring out Eternatus. The reason I want to bring out Eternatus is because Flutter Mane's going down to any attack anyway. The extra healing on the Eternatus could actually matter. I need a Thunder Wave off. So I need a few things. I need a Thunder Wave off into the Koraidon. I'll take the knock on the Chi-Yu with Dynamax Cannon. It's just, can I break through the Koraidon in time? Which I think I can. But we'll see. I am going to go for a Thunder Wave into the Koraidon. And I am going to go for a Dynamax Cannon into Chi-Yu. I wonder if they think I would Moonblast a Chi-Yu and Dynamax Cannon. No, I don't think that really helps me here. Although Dynamax Cannon could knock out the Koraidon, and then I could take advantage of the Beats of Ruin from Chi-Yu. But then again, they could just Snarl here, and I really don't think I can allow a Snarl. I guess the question is, do I really expect Chi-Yu to protect? I would say probably not. But it could be a case here. You hard switch the Chi-Yu. What? Oh, they really are thinking I'm Dynamax Cannoning the Koraidon, because if you're going to go for that... You are really hoping that I was Dynamax Cannon. Oh, shoot. I forgot that. Oh, wait, what? Why'd they Flame Charge Eternatus? Did they expect Protect? That one's a bit awkward. The speed change actually didn't change anything because, yeah, I might have gotten rid of the -1 speed, but the +1 and the Flutter Mane's slow. But wait, this actually works out really big for me. Definitely take a huge Dynamax Cannon. Almost knocks out the Raging Bolt, actually. Wow. But is it enough? Because there's a Thunderclap in this situation here. I don't think you're going to Collision Course ever to Flutter Mane. I think I have to risk Incineroar, and I have to protect Eternatus. I have to call if they're going to target the Flutter Mane with a move that can actually Oko the Flutter Mane here. I think it's very unlikely. Because I really do think that a Thunderclap would be coming out more likely. We'll see. Okay. Go for an Intimidate, but doesn't matter because it is Clear Amulet, which is not too surprising. We will protect our Eternatus. They did try to Thunderclap. I don't know which slot. I assume it was the Flutter Mane. A Collision Course the Eternatus. That makes sense. Okay. Super ideal turn, because now I can go for a Fake Out into the, because we're stalling out the Sun turn, so the Koraidon can't do that much damage. There's no way you switch into Chi for Raging Bolt, because this is an easy Fake Out onto Raging Bolt for me and attack. I imagine you're just gonna try to go for Thunderclap as a last ditch effort. You know what? I really want to switch out into Flutter Mane, because I don't want Eternatus to take chip. I think I will switch out to Flutter Mane. It's kind of risky, but at the same time, Flare Blitz is doing so much damage that I don't think it's worth it. We'll bring out the Flutter Mane. Maybe I have a little bit of a lapse judgment just because this Koraidon could just... Oh, they protected. What? That's so big for me. Wait, what? Take out the Bolt. Goodbye, Raging Bolt. That's huge for me. What? Okay. I'll take it. Chi is going to come in. I don't know about Protect there, because even if I double it, you can get a KO. I thought they were going to just last ditch Electro Whip or something. I guess they were like, okay, Fake Out might actually put me into guaranteed Dynamax Cannon range. Maybe that was their thought process. This is the last turn of Sun. Still have to be careful. I think my play is always to knock off the Koraidon, and I think it's always to protect the Flutter. Yes, because I don't know if Chi-Yu can protect here. It wasn't Scar Chi-Yu, right? No, Eternatus moved before. They did Flame Charge attempt to the Flutter. All right. And we do know it's not Scarf because it's a +2 on the Flame Charges. They went for Snarl. Are they Was that actually specs damage? I didn't think it was, but it might be. Or maybe they're just going for Snarl to catch an Eternatus on the switch. Knockoff into Koraidon's going to get rid of a item, which is the Clear Amulet, which is huge. Sun's going to fade, so the Koraidon has a lot less damage output against my Eternatus. And I think I put it in range of Dynamax Cannon. Now I think I parting shot the Koraidon and... I Terra here, my Flutter Mane, because I Terra Water. Because if they try to Flame Charge to get the speed boost, then I do have a Moonblast into Chi waiting for them. So yeah, this is always the right call. Especially with the Sun boost. Like, in Sun, they might have been able to knock out the... They might have been able to knock out the Flutter Mane with the Flame Charge, even with Terra. But now I know they're 100% not able to knock out with Flame Charge with the Terra. Yep, they go for Flame Charge. Forgot about the speed interaction for a second because we don't have the speed booster, but the Flutter Mane is able to hang on from that Flame Charge because they're trying to outspeed my Eternatus utilizing a +3 here. We are able to KO the Chi, and we're in a fantastic spot because we are able to get a parting shot off into the Koraidon. And now we can go out into... Now that Koraidon's at -1, it's not over, because they still can Flare Blitz crit my Eternatus in the end game. I'm going to try to prevent that as much as possible, but we'll see. We'll bring out our Eternatus. They probably are forced to target Eternatus, so I'm going to go back to Incineroar for the Intimidate, because Fake Out doesn't really help me here too much. And I'm going to Icy Wind because they have their Clear Amulet knocked off. Let's get that speed lowered so we can bring back Eternatus and hopefully knock out. They could Flame Charge my Flutter Mane, and that means, like, if that does happen, just don't crit me. That's basically how it's gonna go. If they go for Collision Course, actually, I don't think Collision Course crit was knocking out the Eternatus. I think you had to Flame Charge crit, so that works out beautifully for me. Incineroar goes down. I'm able to go for an Icy Wind. Excellent, excellent, excellent. And now we get to bring out Eternatus. We should outspeed the Koraidon, I think. I'm pretty sure we do. Unless it's like Jolly Koraidon. Like, you have to be Jolly Koraidon in order to do it. But I feel like a lot of the Flame Charge Koraidons are just adamant. So I am going to Dynamax Cannon. And I will go for a Moonblast, I suppose. Oh, they are faster. Wait, were they +3 or +4? Maybe it is Jolly. Collision Course. As you can see, like, I just don't think Collision Course was doing enough. Crit, I think, might have been close, but I just don't think it was enough. Yeah, Dynamax Cannon. Gonna blow up the Koraidon. And we take the game. That's a very, very big positional battle. But it's kind of hard when you have a bunch of things that just do so much damage on their team. Koraidon was a bit tough to deal with. The Raging Bolt next to Chi is... You have to respect that combo, because especially if they're Terra Electric Raging Bolt, the damage is absolutely insane. They really risked it all turn 1, though. If I faked out the Chi and I Dynamax Cannon into Bolt, they were in a really awful spot. So they played super aggressive, but we were able to get a good position with Eternatus, I think, throughout. And yeah, that one Protect turn, I think, like, costed them so much. All right, let's go over the games. In game 1, I was not expecting the Bayleef. I don't know why there was a Bayleef, but Bayleef is not something I expected to deal with. There was one turn I completely forgot that Bayleef is the one that could switch out, because they stayed in for most of the game out into Miraidon to prevent my double up from possibly knocking out the Iron Hands, which was a huge mistake. I do think the game was still very winnable if I didn't KO the Iron Hands in that position, but it did swing the game heavily into my favor where I could just win on time safely. In game 2, Koraidon, Chi, and Raging Bolt are scary, but I still was able to stall out the Sun turns while dealing heavy damage with my Eternatus to set up knockouts to isolate the paralyzed Koraidon to finish it off in the 3v1. I thought this episode was going to feature about Eternatus, but then I played a match to time and it involved a Bayleef, and then yeah, I just don't know what to say. This team definitely played a bit more longer games than I expected, but yeah, trying to figure out safe positions to set up Eternatus was a little bit something that was difficult, but overall, it was a pretty fun team. Eternatus is able to do a lot of damage. It's also pretty threatening. It's got good natural bulk, so it is a pretty respectable Pokemon here. Is it meta defining? I'm not too sure, but maybe it could be a factor in the future. And I think the Fluttermane was a really nice partner to it. If you'd like to check out the details of the team and the creator, they'll be linked in the description down below. And of course, subscribe to the channel for more VGC content as always.